This is Mary Beth Eversole, the allergy actress, and I am here today with Warrior Mom, awesome foodie, and certified holistic health coach Crystal Dodson. And she is here today to talk about diet in autism with children and adults. I mean, it really is kind of across the board that way. So, Crystal, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. So, what are we going to be making today?
We are going to be making my famous gluten-free pizza with cashew cheese.
Yes, and dairy-free, right?
Yes.
Yeah, with the cashew cheese.
Actually vegan.
Oh, see? Hello, vegan. Okay, so we're also going to be talking about diet in regards to the autistic spectrum, and it's very similar to my diet, actually, with my food allergies. So, you know, it's kind of cool that that coincides. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to the ingredients. So now we have the ingredients. We're going to start with the crust. So what do we have first, Crystal?
We have some amaranth flour, which is really fabulous, very high in protein of any plant food. Actually, it's a complete protein.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. That's great. I knew that quinoa and millet are as well, so that's really cool. And that's 2 1/4 cups
Correct.
of amaranth flour. Okay.
We have 3/4 cup tapioca flour.
Great. And by the way, the tapioca flour is also called tapioca starch.
Oh,
isn't that cool? Yeah, it's like tapioca flour / starch.
3/4 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of salt. That is a tablespoon.
Yes, and I had white salt today, but Crystal uses the pink Himalayan salt, so either one is fine. I use the white sea salt.
2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 1/2 cup of olive oil.
Fantastic. And then we will go to our sauce. So with the sauce, we use a half of the 7-ounce jar of tomato paste. And Crystal told me that she usually does a double recipe of this, so she usually will use the full jar because it's double recipe, but today we're doing single recipe, which is why we're using half the jar. Okay, and then so we have a 1/2 teaspoon of dried Italian herbs, and it really can be any combination of Italian herbs, you know, basil, oregano, things like that. This is one I just happened to get from the local allergy-friendly grocery store, already mixed. And then we have the 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and then we have a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, not to be mistaken with garlic salt. There's already enough salt in this, so just garlic powder. And then we have a 1/4 teaspoon of herba mare or herba mare. We're not sure how to pronounce it, but it's an herb, or you can also use sea salt.
Correct.
A 1/4 teaspoon. So, but Crystal tells me that this little mix is pretty fantastic, so I'm pretty excited to try it today. So great. All right, so then on to the cashew cheese.
We've got 1/2 cup of cashews. You can soak these overnight. It makes them easier to blend, and you get a more creamy cheese.
Right.
If you have forgotten to soak them,
or if you're in a hurry.
Correct. You can just use hot water. So we'll have a 1/4 cup of hot water. If they're already soaked, the water doesn't need to be hot.
Okay.
It just helps it to blend more easily.
Okay.
Yes. 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil.
Great.
1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. We've got some onion powder, a 1/4 teaspoon, 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of that herba mare or sea salt.
Excellent. Okay, on to the main event. We are at the main event, part number 1. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, so that is the crust. So Crystal's going to walk us through what she puts in and how she puts it in, and we're also going to talk a little bit about her story and what's been going on and how she came to know about all this awesome stuff. So,
Great.
Okay, so take it away.
Let's get started. First we have the amaranth flour.
Okay.
We're going to pour it in. All the dry ingredients go first.
And again, you said that is a complete protein. That's so cool. That's like the healthiest pizza crust ever.
Hello.
Setting up the... go ahead. No, you're fine.
Especially if you're not eating meat and you're
Yes.
concerned for your child to get enough protein.
Yes.
You want to have some high quality protein sources.
Absolutely,
that are
absolutely. And again, quinoa and millet also are grains that are great for complete proteins. So
Yes.
I use those a lot. Okay, so that was the tapioca starch that we put in.
And salt, 1 tablespoon of salt.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It is. It's so good though. But ingredients are in, you're going to mix it up.
Okay. And we are mixing. So while this is mixing, I would love to know, you told me you have a son who was on the autism spectrum at about age 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so what did you do first to kind of help to figure out how to, take care of him and how to have him have his best quality of life?
So I had a friend of mine tell me about gluten and gluten-free diet.
Yes.
And I was like a little bit offended because I thought I fed him well. He wasn't officially diagnosed yet. So
Okay.
I was just kind of tiptoeing around, interventions and things. But I started doing some research and just decided to give it a shot. According to Autism Research Institute, 65% of families who were interviewed said that the gluten-free, gluten-free diet helped their children.
Yes. Okay.
That's what I started with.
That's amazing. And you told me a story earlier that the first time you gave him dairy-free, what happened?
So I didn't know what gluten was, so I took dairy out first.
Yes.
And within 24 hours of taking dairy out, he let me kiss him on the lips for the first time.
Isn't that amazing, you guys? Something that I've worked with autistic children before, and something that a lot of children with autism have is they don't want to be touched, and they can't show affection really well, and so that had to have been like, oh my gosh.
I still remember it, and then I kissed him like 20 times after that, again and again and again, and I was crying, and
that's so amazing.
Just decided, this is really powerful. Food is powerful, and I'm going to figure out what it is.
Yes, food is so powerful, you guys. You've seen it with me, with food allergies, and just the stories, it warms my heart. That's so cool. So.
I love sharing that with people because a lot of times, even doctors, the doctor who diagnosed my son said that diet is not helpful, and it's expensive and challenging. And I had this smile on my face, and he said, "Looks like you're probably already doing it." And I said, yes. And it's been amazing.
And it's working. You know what?
Yeah.
I've run up against that as well with my own health issues. A lot of times I would go into my doctor with Western medicine, and Western medicine is great for certain things, but there's a lot of things that they haven't done the research on yet. And food, diet is a huge one. And holistic care is huge, and so I encourage everybody to always, yes, listen to your doctor, but do your own research and do your own trial and error and find out what works for you to help get healthy, especially if you have a child that you are trying to help get healthy, because they can't do it for themselves. So props to you, Mom. Props to you, warrior mom, for taking care of your son. And I hear that he is doing amazing.
He is. He
That's
is 9,
fantastic.
and he's doing so great. He was the star of his class play last year, Jack and the Beanstalk. This kid who couldn't even communicate with me is singing a solo, and I was just sitting in the front row in tears. He's the sweetest kid you've ever met. Just really adoring.
That's fantastic.
Smart.
Yes. There is hope, you guys. There is hope. Okay. So let's get back to this amazing crust.
Yes. So we mixed all the dry ingredients. Now we're going to put the wet ingredients, everything except the water. So that would be apple cider vinegar.
Yes.
And olive oil.
Lovely olive oil, which, by the way, mine is extra virgin olive oil. Does it matter if it's extra virgin?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I prefer extra virgin.
Me too.
Because I don't know why.
Because
that's what I use.
Good.
Okay, here we go. Mixing again.
So then we mix it up again. And then do we add the water slowly as it goes in to see the consistency, or what do we do?
So I let this mix until all the liquid is incorporated and it turns into little clumps.
Okay.
And then I turn it off. Just dump the water in all at once.
All at once.
Mix it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to let this mix until it gets clumpy. Like, what would you say is like the texture of like pebbles?
Yeah.
We're saying, yeah, like pebbles. And then you dump all the water in, and then you mix it again?
Correct.
With the mixer or with a spoon?
With the mixer.
With the mixer until it's completely mixed and the consistency of probably pizza dough? Yeah,
like
pretty much.
Play-Doh.
So yeah, so we'll show you what that looks like at the end. We're going to let this mix for a little while, and we'll be right back. Okay, hey guys, so what we have here is a dry climate issue. It's very dry in California right now, so what has happened is there's not enough water in there, so Crystal is going to add the water, but I wanted to show you guys what this looks like at the moment with the water that we initially said to put in. So we're now going to lock this down, turn it on low, and she's going to add water until it's the right consistency. And sometimes I find with these crusts, if they're a little crumbly, that there might be a good amount of water, but it's just not sticking together. And if you mold it with your hands, then it sticks together.
Exactly.
So there it's starting to stick. There you go. Pretty good?
I think it looks good.
Okay, so let's show them. We'll turn it off and we'll show them now. So this is more. See how it's sticking together a little bit better, and it looks moist. Like we can look at it and we see a little moisture in there. So if you have a dry climate, say you're in Colorado or California right now, just have a little extra water on hand and add it just a little bit at a time until you get this consistency. Okay, so here we are with our crust ready to be put in the pan. So go ahead, Miss Crystal.
Awesome. I just kind of formed it to shape a big ball. I'm going to plop it right down here in the middle.
Okay.
And then it takes quite a while to just kind of press it out.
Okay, and this is a pizza stone, correct?
It is. This is a pizza stone, and it actually is already seasoned, so I didn't put any olive oil or anything on here. If you don't have a stone and you're using a different kind of pan, you might want to oil it up with a little bit of olive oil.
A little olive oil. Okay. Great. All right, well, we're going to let her pound this out for a few minutes, and we will be back in just a bit. Okay guys, so this is what the crust looks like all spread out. And now we are going to put it in a 400-degree oven that we have been preheating. Watch out, Crystal, as you step behind you. And how long do we put it in for?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, you guys! Oh my gosh, yummy crust in 30 minutes. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are now going to go make the sauce and the cashew cheese. We are on to step 2 of this process. We are making the cashew cheese! Yay! Okay, so Crystal, what is the first step?
Cashews.
Cashews.
Got cashews going first.
And again, if you have soaked them, great. You don't need the hot water.
Right.
However, you do need just water. But I didn't soak them, so we're using hot water to do that. So, okay, then what's next?
We've got some herbamare.
Okay.
Basically, you just dump everything in. So easy. Nutritional yeast.
Mmm.
Gives it that cheesy flavor.
Yes, it does.
Olive oil.
Okay.
A little onion powder.
Sticking to the bottom.
Oi. Here we go.
Like that. There we go.
Perfect. And some garlic powder.
Garlic powder.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yummy. I always say I wish we had smell-o-vision, because then it's like, oh my gosh. This crust, you guys, is smelling good. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait.
Oh, amazing.
Okay, so then you can do pulse, or do you turn it on?
I just turn it on, let it go. It takes a few minutes to get it really nice and smooth, and you may want to stop about halfway through, scrape it down with the spatula, and let it go again.
Okay. Let's try it.
Here we go.
I always put up this. A little dance. More dancing. Pulsing dance.
This smells so good.
Yes.
When we take the lid off, you're going to love it.
Okay. So, okay, while this is happening, I just want to talk, I'm going to talk a little louder because this is going on, but I wanted to just ask what are good resources for autism and especially diet with autism.
So, my favorite book is called Nourishing Hope for Autism by Julie Matthews.
Okay.
And it's really great. It just talks about the gluten-free, casein-free diet, and then there's also different diets that, if you need to get a little bit more specific, goes into a lot of detail about why it's a good idea, what's going on with the body, how to detox, different things like that. And then there's also a website called Talka.
Talka.
Talk About Curing Autism.
Okay, how do you spell it?
T-A-C-A.
T-A-C-A .org.
Google Talka and you'll find it.
Okay.
There's also resources on there about going gluten-free when you're getting started.
Oh,
Great
nice.
information.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, shall we check it?
Let's check it. Let's see. Okay, so...
Ooh, that does smell good, you guys.
Oh my goodness. This is the best cheese ever.
It even looks like cheese. Can you believe it? It looks like cheese. Okay.
So it's blended really well. We just want to let it go a little bit more so it gets nice and smooth.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Blend, 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 blend. That's my blending dance.
Nice.
I have a whole montage of me doing my blending dances. It's very hilarious.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're gonna let this blend, and then we're gonna show you the sauce, and then hopefully by that time our crust will be done, and we will put everything together, and we will taste it. I can't wait! Okay. Okay, this is the sauce, and it's so simple. Ready?
Here we go.
Okay.
All right, we've got olive oil. We're just gonna pour everything into this tomato paste. Some Italian seasoning. Onion powder.
That onion powder just doesn't want to come out. There we go.
And there we go. Okay. Garlic powder.
Garlic.
And herbamare.
All right.
I think we forgot the olive oil.
Yes, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so in the ingredients section, you guys, we were missing one little olive oil, so you need 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil to go into this sauce, okay? So just remember that, 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil.
And that's it.
That's it. Ooh, yay. Oh, this looks great. So why don't we hold it up just a little bit, and you can see what it looks like. See? It looks like tomato sauce, doesn't it? Pizza sauce, ready to go. Okay, you guys, the crust is almost done, so we will see you when we are ready to put it all together and taste it. What's up, everybody? Again, it is time to put everything together. The crust has been baked, and now we are going to put the sauce and the cheese, and then we're going to put it back in the oven for like 5 minutes to warm it up, and then we get to taste it. I'm so excited. Okay, so while you're doing this, Crystal, let's once again say what's that book again that you talked about?
Nourishing Hope for Autism by Julie Matthews.
By Julie Matthews.
Correct.
And that talks about the food, correct?
Yes, not only food, a lot of different interventions and biomedical.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, and then it was TACA.
Talk about curing autism.
Talk about curing autism.
Curing.
Curing. Talk about curing autism.
TACA.
And it's TACA. TACA. WeThink.org. I'll look that up and make sure we have it correct at the end of the video.
Okay. All right.
So what we're doing here is we're just spreading the sauce out, and then we're going to put the cheese on top.
Smells so good. So the crust did get a little bit crispy.
Yes, we think, because we're wondering why, we think it's because it just is so dry out here right now in California. Usually California has a little bit of humidity. Not right now. Not at all. We have lots of fires, and we have lots of dryness and heat. So, so if you live in a dry area, you might think of doing a little less than 30 minutes with your oven. I would check probably at 20 minutes and see what it looks like. What is it supposed to look like when it's done?
It's supposed to be light brown.
Light brown. And not dark around the edges.
Correct.
So light brown is what we want, and throughout. So that's what you're looking for. This one is actually fairly light brown, but it's just dark around the edges. So it's just got a little too dark at the edges. That's all. And this looks so good. I can't wait to eat this.
So you can put any other toppings on here, vegetables, whatever you typically like on pizza. My kids just like cheese, and it's easy, and we love it. So we just go with cheese. Okay.
Okay, although vegetables make me feel like I'm having a healthy pizza, but this actually is a very healthy pizza, so I don't have a problem with having cheese. Okay, so we put this back in the oven for 5 minutes, and we'll see you in 5 minutes. You guys, I am so excited to taste this. I'm like, yes. Okay, here we go.
It smells so good.
Oh, it smells like a pizzeria in here. I'm like,
So good.
This is brought me back to my childhood. Before I had food allergies diagnosed, we would make pizza at home. This tastes just like that.
Really?
Seriously,
Awesome.
thank you for bringing back my childhood. It's so amazing. You guys, try this. It's so good.
Really delicious.
Yeah. Okay, so how can the audience get a hold of you if they want to ask questions?
You can find me on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, or send me an email.
Great. I will list all of those things at the end of this video, and we're going to finish our pizza. So thank you, Crystal, so much for coming on today. Crystal Dodson, holistic health coach, and this is Mary Beth Ebersole, allergy actress, signing off for now.